Hi, I'm Mike Weghorst with Coldwell Banker, and this is your June market update. So I have to do my due diligence and look at what exactly a recession is, because I've only really lived through one, and I say that. I was in college during the 2008-2009 recession, and that, from what I heard, was terrible. I was in college, so I wasn't buying a house. I wasn't in the job market. It really didn't affect me. My major was education, so I wasn't taking business courses. But everything you hear about 2008 was very, very bad. So when I hear people talking about a recession coming, it sounds like maybe the answer is yes, but to me it's like, well, it's not going to be nearly as bad in 2008. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. In 2008, there was a lot of loans being given that probably shouldn't have been. We had people with multiple mortgages, boat loans, RV loans that really in today's day and age would never qualify. And obviously they defaulted in what led to the crash in 2008. So if we're heading towards a recession, this is what this recession would look like. People having to sell their house versus wanting to sell their house. But the good news is they have equity in their home. In 2008, they were forced to sell their home and not have equity. So they can move and still hopefully have a chunk of change to either find a cheaper home, or if they want to rent, something along those lines. That's going to be a possibility, whereas in 2008, they did not. I don't anticipate to see as many foreclosures or short sales like we did in 2008. I think we're going to have more of a correction than a recession, but maybe some people call it a recession. And maybe that's what it is. But it's something that we need. So what I'm seeing the interest rates do for my clients, especially buyers, is a little bit of panic when they really shouldn't be. Because as the interest rates grow, you're going to have more and more to choose from as a buyer, where sellers are also kind of freaking out because they are seeing more and more inventory come to the market, meaning the supply and demand level is leveling out, and they're probably not going to see the increase in value like 16 to 18% year over year we have the past few years. This rise in interest rates is going to help balance and get us back to a healthy market. We need to see somewhere around 6 months worth of inventory, meaning that if we stopped listing houses today, that we would have enough inventory to last us 6 months before it was completely dried up. We've gone through stretches where we are in the days of inventory. That's not a healthy market. It's not sustainable, and that's why we are raising interest rates to bring us back to a healthy market. Joe King, the president of Coldwell Banker in our area, gave a great example yesterday in our office meeting. And he talked about how his son Sam, he was asking him if he could grill him a steak or something. He said, "Dad, I'm full." He's like, "Full from what?" And he said, "Well, this morning I had McDonald's, for lunch I had Chick-fil-A, and for dinner I had, let's say, Burger King." And he was and he talked about all the calories he was eating and how much food he was putting into his body. But if he keeps doing that year over year, or day over day, or month over month, he's eventually going to be unhealthy. And he compared that day of Sam to what we are doing with the market, keeping those interest rates low. By keeping those interest rates low, we are eventually going to blow up like Sam would have, if you will. And we need to get a grip on the market. And that's why interest rates are going up. They will balance things out. We will not see this 16 to 18% increase. Hopefully it's more like a 6 to 8% increase. And just keep in mind, here in the Midwest, here in Cincinnati, we're in a very desirable area. Cost of living is excellent. Schools are excellent. People want to be here. We're not in some areas of the country where they don't have those amenities to offer. Those areas will tend to hurt more. Our areas won't. And then I'll leave it with this. So Elon Musk, president, CEO of Tesla and whatever thing else. So he's a lot smarter than me. There's no question about it. And someone tweeted at him, are we heading for a recession? And his answer was, yes, this is actually a good thing, but it has been raining money on fools for too long. Some bankruptcies need to happen. So we'll see where it goes. But again, We see it as a positive. I don't see any reason for sellers or buyers to freak out. I think everybody would agree we'd like a much more level playing field. Because remember, when you sell, and you sell for 16 to 18% higher than what you paid the year before, you then got to go buy 16 to 18% higher than the year before. So I think in the end, if we can have more of a level playing field, it's a much more sustainable market and healthy market for everyone. So much should buy or sell right now because interest rates will continue to go up. I don't think they're going to get too much higher. So I think you can lock something in right now for 90 days. So if you talk to a loan officer today, you'd probably be around 5.1. And if you found something within the next 90 days, you would be locked in at the interest rate versus if it went higher. And then if you're a seller, inventory is still low. We are still going to continue to get more and more inventory. And if you're looking to get top dollar, you still will. You may not have 15 offers, you'll have 4 offers, and that's okay. You'll still do very well on the sale of your home. And then when you sell your home, you have the opportunity to go buy a home in a much more healthier market than what we've dealt with in the past.